Hello, thank you for joining me today. Welcome to the channel. We are going to do a reading about how we can help ourselves or how we can help others, the world, whatever your thoughts are that you need to help with. This is a reading about how we can help. It is a guided reading. It's bringing forward advice from my guides and the world guides. So these are guides from all over the world. It's not just one or two little guides. They're little, they're wonderful, and they're obviously quite big compared to us. But it's a community of guides and helpers around the world, and they may come in as appropriate. They will come in. And I have already cleared my space, and I have already welcomed them and invited them to join us today. So we are starting today with, I have a few decks to work with. We're going to work with an oracle deck, which is mystical healing reading cards. You can see that with the light, very shiny. Mystical healing cards. So I've already shuffled them beforehand, and now we're going to allow the guides to draw forward some cards. And the first one is releasing fear. That is the subject of today, which is, sorry about the light, I'm in a very light house. It's about releasing fear. I hope you can see that. Put it that way. It's a picture of a girl looking from behind the door. She has a blindfold on and she looks like she's just peeking because she's afraid. So the subject of today's reading is releasing fear. And what I'm getting here is, it's not just about how you can help, it's about how we can help. This is from the guides. The guides and the supporters and the helpers of us, humanity on the planet, would like to say, how can we help? We would like to invite you to feel free and safe, to not feel alone, and be ready to release your fear, because your fear holds you back. Fear is a handicap. It's like tying the rope around a couple of legs of an animal in a paddock. What do they call that? Tethering. And you can't walk and move freely. And that's what fear does to you. It has no practical purpose. It doesn't, if you're getting chased by a tiger or you're walking through the forest at night and you feel like something's following you, that's practical fear. You might like to respond to that. But generally feeling a deep feeling of fear and uneasiness in your center, in your chakra here at your solar plexus, that is not a natural healthy thing to carry all the time. And even if you are in an adverse situation where adversity is coming toward you, you don't need to feel that kind of continual frozen fear. That's not helping you in any way. It has no real reason, except that there is some coding put into the world at the moment that is sowing the seeds for that to be something that tends to override what we're doing in our daily lives. So no matter what anyone else does, excuse me, my throat chakra's just clearing some stuff as the energy runs through my throat chakra. Being in the world as we are today, having fears is not a problem for us, because we are actually able to choose. We can choose our path, choose our feelings, choose how we handle the situation, choose what is the stance, the seat from which we choose to respond to things. What position do we want to start with when we're responding to things? Do we feel, if we think it through, do we feel that fear is the one to start with? So most people would say no. I think you're probably saying no. So the answer is to recognize that what's making me feel off? Well, nothing much except a little bit of world coding. And it's been perpetuated because there's so much fear in the planet. And whether you like it or not, you're in the atmosphere of it and it's around you. You could even just be picking up on everyone around you in their deep-seated fears that they don't admit to. So the first thing to do is admit to this is the feeling that's hindering my approach to life and how I handle things. And then the next thing to do is say, let me rationalize this a little bit and work it through. Do I need it and want it? Is it going to help me? No. And so if that's the case, then you go, well, I recognize that fear coding in me, and I'm going to let that go now, and I'm not going to use it as my mental approach or use it as a tool to qualify what's happening around me. We can't let this feeling in our solar plexus or wherever you feel the fear resides, we can't let it qualify your experiences that you're having for you, because it is misleading. It's not based on everything else in the world. And the fact is that we have a very beautiful world and we have a lot of potential, and what we have to focus on is our potential and not a limiting belief, fear-based approach. So you are in control of how you approach life, and you can let the fear go, and you can do it without fear. What will happen if I let my fear go? Will something terrible happen to me if I let my fear go? That's the way one starts to feel and think. It's like, I can't let it go. Something might happen. Something terrible might happen. See, now that's the fear hanging in there. That's the ego clinging to the fear, thinking that the fear has come up for a valid reason. Because when you're walking through the jungle at night and you hear noises like footsteps behind you, that would make sense to have fear. And that's what your ego expects fear to be about. Something sneaking up on you, something you don't want to have happening. So your ego is ready to support that fear. Now, if you've got a fear code sort of coming through because of the mass fear pandemic that's going on, or whatever reason you wish to lay upon it, then your ego may be inclined to cling to that fear, because usually it's a survival tactic. But at the moment, a lot of people are feeling fear and anxiety and worry and stress, and they can't come down from it. Relax. Now, it's really bad for your health to be in that state. Your body can't keep going that way. It stops the healthy replication of cells and healing of your body. And in this time, as we all know, you need to allow your body to heal itself. That's an important part of your moving forward on your personal journey. So the fear stops you healing so well. The fear makes you stressed on like a habitual basis, and the fear keeps you off balance. So you got to let your ego take a back seat and not let you hold on to the fear. Take a deep breath and let it go. So that's what's come through just now. Now, when I channel, I don't always like surrender my entire body, but the thoughts come through, and the thoughts are being expressed in the ideas, and they come in images, words, feelings, colours, things like that. So, and I bring them through. Okay, now what else have they given us? 3 other cards they have given us. Yes, here we go. This is what they say. Practice positivity. And so what they're saying is, in order to overcome this fear, which you can't work out and rationalize, you don't know why you've got it, and it's all around you, is you're going to have to put some practices in place to replace it with something. If you want something to stop happening, you have to, or stop being, holding a presence in your life, you must replace it with something, especially with mental behavior and emotional behavior. So it's okay, it's no good saying, I'm going to hold my breath and stop being cranky. I've got to replace cranky with another thought, another idea, something that gives my mind somewhere to go with it other than freeze, because that doesn't work at all. And it's the same with fear. Listen to your guardian angels. So remember at the beginning it said, how can we help? Listen to your guardian angels. They're here to help you release fear. They're here to help you find ways, and there are lots of ways you can release fear from your 3D perspective relating to your life, your world around you. You can ask your guardian angels for help in releasing fear, and that may be go for a walk, gee whiz, get outside in nature, and that's going to do an awful lot for you to help get your mind clear and see things clearly without that fear. And you go, oh, that feels better. You'll just feel a weight lift off you. Just get out in nature as much as possible. Relax into it and feel safe in nature. The other thing is to ask. The other thing is to ask for help. Make sure you remember to ask for help from your guardian angels, from beings that are for your greater good. Make sure you clarify who's giving you advice. Just like with us people in bodies, in the spiritual world, you've got a wide community of all sorts of people. They aren't always the right people to give you advice. So you must ask for the right people, your personal guiding team. Ask for them, or a deity like Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. Gee whiz, there's thousands of gods and Buddhas. Depends on your beliefs. There are plenty of very good, reliable people in the spiritual world you can ask for help. And you can always just ask your own guardian angels. So this is a guardian angel card, and you have guardian angels, and they are here to help. That is their mission. So you should ask them. And the other one is awaken your vulnerability. Yeah. So the problem with being fearful is that you close up, you shut up, and you put up your barriers and you put up your defenses. And you're no longer able to allow your heart to spread love, share love, and exchange that energy with the universe. The heart chakra is in fact you can imagine it's like a wormhole. It's a swirling whirlpool of energy, and it has a direct connection like a black hole does. It's very swirling energy, and it's not a black hole though. Swirling connecting energy to the universal source code of existence and creation, and it's everywhere, and your heart connects. Your heart feeds off it, your heart exchanges to it. Your heart exchanges love into the communal energy field of the planet. Now, if you're in fear and your heart is closed, your barriers are up, you're actually not helping the world situation at all, because you're not contributing positive energy. The only energy that's coming from you is fear. In other words, you're contributing to the diabolical situation of a world frozen by fear. Accidentally, of course. So if you wish to change the way you help the world, you can realize that, first of all, go out to nature, ask for help from your guides to release fear, and live in a nice, stable situation, a stable environment, to recognize the positives around you and the stability around you, and realize and check yourself, this fear is not based in anything real. Then, or you get guidance to get yourself in a safe place if you feel you're not in a stable place. Ask for support. It'll help you with ideas. It'll help you with positive feelings. It'll help you with knowing when you're making the right decision and not doubting yourself. Your heart chakra is connecting to the universal energy field of love, and it feeds you. You need to open up and be vulnerable, not to victimhood, but be vulnerable to sharing love and lifting the energy around you, contributing love to the energy field of the planet. And that is how we mean vulnerable. We mean don't close up, don't. You might see my throat chakra is going again, and that is about expressing positivity. So this isn't a problem for me at all. It's only happening during this reading, and that's to do with expressing positivity and expressing vulnerability, and not being defensive and sharp in our words and closed and guarded in our words. The words you speak influence the energetic environment, they influence the whole world. The words you speak have power in themselves. Speak positively, speak kindly, speak uplifting things, and speak fair and reasonable. That's coming through. Guard yourself against being lured into the behavior of critical and picky. Guard yourself against being harsh judges. Allow yourself to go, it's okay, no one's perfect, it's okay, it doesn't matter, it's not such a big deal. Allow yourself to be easygoing. And that helps you to be not vulnerable to victimhood or problems, but vulnerable in that you're not really hard, rough and tough. You're just going with the flow and easy, soft energy. And that soft energy opens your heart, allows you to feed on the the energetic field of love, light that comes with the universal field, and you're saturated in it. But if your heart's closed, you're not getting any. It's like holding your breath. So let it out and let it come back into you. It's a cycle. And that is how you can help the whole planet. Let the guardians and guides help you. Ask for protection from energy that disturbs your demeanor, your attitude, the way you feel. Ask for guidance and assistance in emanating that positivity and finding that inside you and living every step of your life in happiness, contentment and positivity, which is your aim. So that's what we need to do. What else will we find here? And so we're going to go with the Baba Ganesh, Whispers of Lord Ganesha. I love Lord Ganesha. He's so wonderful. So we're using his cards now, and we will go forward. Where are we at? 16 minutes and 16 seconds. Nice. So I shuffle the cards. Sometimes they slide a card out and I get it. Sometimes they flick a card out onto the table. And if they really, really mean it a lot, they flick it out on the floor and I have to pick it up. So, well, yes. So, new beginnings. Yes. So, you're in the beginning of a new phase in your existence, and this is the whole planet as well, where we face the whole meaning of fear, we face the whole concept of fear, and we face the conditioning of fear, and we decide which way do we want to live. Where are we going? We're at a crossroad. Are we in the crossroad that takes fear as our status and our status quo? And is fear the way we want to live? If we watch any movie, the movie is dominated by a fear-based story. Most movies and shows nowadays are all about being afraid of something and having to be closed, rough and tough in order to defend and save yourself. A life without that would be nice. We need to get our minds into the whole new concept of a world that isn't like that. So when you watch movies, just be careful of the conditioning effect of them. You've got to feel like you belong. The other card was belonging. You need to feel like you belong in your world. This is your world. This is your life, and it's your world. It's not everyone else's world and you don't belong because you feel overwhelmed by it, because it's scary, because it seems dark, because it's making you feel all this apprehension and fear. This idea that you don't belong because you don't like it, you want to leave it, that's not necessary. This is the illusion, the fear, and the ego clinging to the fear is creating. The fact is, it's the beginning of a new world where you do belong. The beginning part is the part where you choose how and you dictate how this world affects you and how you interplay with it. If we all start doing that, we would create a wave effect. It's like the Mexican wave of the new beginning. And we make a wave effect of everything's okay. A wave effect of I'm going to be creative. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to make a nice life. I'm going to make a nice world. A wave effect of I can do that. That's right. I just realized I can make my life good. Because you're not paralyzing yourself with fear. Nobody actually makes you have the fear. It's a suggestion that comes to you through the world around you, and you embrace it. Do you choose to embrace it, or do you choose to say, nah, that's not my mode of operation? So that was lovely. You have to have a new beginning in which you realize you do belong. This is your world. You belong. It's time to change it. You don't have to fight to change it. You just have to change your mode of operation and get out there and walk your talk and be relaxed. Love yourself, forgive yourself, accept yourself, and be easygoing on everybody else. Cut everyone some slack, and it has to start with you. Cut yourself slack. and start to see everything change around you. And the more of us doing that, making this decision, what will our world be? Will it be one of misery and defeat, or will it be one of just living a normal life and just get on with just normal, healthy, happy, doing nice things? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. That one went on the ground, excuse me. Okay, what else have we got? Yes, you must persevere. You need perseverance. You must persevere because this is a monumentous moment of shifting and changing. It's like I'm visualizing a great big giant slab, which is like a continent, and it's shifting slowly, shifting and changing and flipping over, and then there's a whole different kind of world on the other side. And that's what we're doing. Wow, that's a pretty epic vision, isn't it? Did you get that vision? Of everything is flipping. The fighting, miserable, sad, fearful, everything's hard and I'm exhausted world is slowly flipping over. And we're in the middle of this. Persevere with positivity, because that's the energy that flips it. You have to make your choice now. This is a time of choice. This is a time of be in it to win it, and don't lose it. Be in it to win it. Hold your course. What else have you got? Sustenance. Eat healthy food. Sustenance. So sustenance has come out. You do need to eat healthy food. You need to sustain yourself, and you need to look after your daily life. And what I'm getting from this too is simple routines, looking after your daily life, are a part of the countering stress program you can create for yourself. Having a routine, get up reasonably early, have a nice drink of water and a shower and go to the bathroom and do those things, and have a healthy breakfast and feel good. And when you're having your food, sit down and enjoy it and enjoy that moment. And all you have to do is eat your food and enjoy it and feel good. And then you've taken care of yourself and you're ready to get on your day. That counters fear. It counters feeling unstable. It gives you the strength to handle everyone else's energy. And that's the kind of basis you need to live your life on. Not eating breakfast, not eating lunch, that doesn't work. I mean, if you've had a great big brekkie, then maybe you don't need lunch. You have your own way of eating, but don't think neglecting yourself. And because you're stressed and living a life with fear as an undercurrent, you will be neglecting yourself. Now, as I said before, stress and fear stop your body from healing. You also need to nourish. So the guides are talking about you looking after yourself with proper food and healing and rest and nourishment and taking care of yourself. Huge, powerful thing when it comes to counteracting stress and fear. And just relax and enjoy that meal and just be in that moment of eating your food. Same as in the shower, just be in the moment of having the shower, switch everything else off, because that's a moment of healing when you do that. It, in itself, you let yourself get balanced in those processes. Then we've got steadfastness, childlike expression, insight, and inner knowing. How beautifully poetic, I think. So that's it. We've said perseverance, and get your sustenance right and be steadfast. Don't let others put you off, lead you astray, or change your direction. Stick on a path and stay on it. Allow yourself to have childlike expression. Remember I said about being easygoing, not judging others, just being really happy and going with the flow? That's the childlike expression. Just relax. It's easy to say the word relax. But childlike expression is relaxing. Childlike expression is not being picky, not being hard on anybody, not judging every little thing, not feeling like you're going to war, just relaxing and being in the moment. And that's what I was talking about when you're having your meal. So let that childlike expression persevere through your day. And this is a child elephant playing with fruit, I think, and eat it. So when you get your childlike expression, when you get your balance through routine and habit of self-care and stability in your cycle of your day, which you create, stability in your lifestyle approach, you start to get insights and see really clearly, because you have created a stability to keep your ego and mind happy, and you're no longer living with the fear putting you off balance and messing up all of your habits and routines. And insight is what comes when you can see clearly without illusions of fear. And the insight is giving you the inner knowing. The inner knowing is beautiful. If I've got that close enough, it is a bit shiny, but they are soft, kind of like fuzzy pictures. So that is the reading for today. I think that the guides have brought through cards and asked me to talk about things that are very helpful, and they love to be able to help you. They would love for you to ask them for direct help and allow them to support you. You're not alone. There are so many thousands of guides, thousands and thousands of guides here trying to support and help humanity through this difficult time of the big transition, right? So let's make the transition the one we want. Let's not anchor in fear and anguish and unhappiness and low vibrational energies in our world as the status quo. We have to choose. We have to choose our path, and this is the year we must start to make those choices. We choose them with our behavior, our actions, our thoughts, and how we self-control. Okay, that sounds good. I think that's pretty helpful advice for all of us. I hope you found it useful, and if you would like to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, that would be lovely, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.